The National Legal Advisor of the Committee for the Defense of Human Rights, CDHR, Harry Ekine, joins me on the news for more. He joins me virtually. Good to have you join us.
Thank you. It's my pleasure. Good evening.
So I want to start by getting your reaction to this judgment, because we've been listening to several lawyers as well. One of them particularly said that going by this judgment, it means that there has not been governance in Rivers State.
Yes, the Supreme Court is the final court in our legal system, and then the decisions of the Supreme Court, of course, are final. But the Supreme Court is not final because it's infallible. But with the wisdom of the justice of the Supreme Court, the decision has been taken today, and that's what we're discussing. My consideration of the decisions of the Supreme Court in respect to the two matters is to the effect that, yes, they have considered, but it leaves certain fundamental questions, constitutional questions, and even actual questions to be answered, which in my view, I think have not been answered, except perhaps until I get hold of the enrolled order of the Supreme Court, which hasn't come out and I haven't actually had opportunity to hold. But considering the discussions that have gone on since this afternoon, with its effects to the local government elections that were conducted on the 5th of October 2024, and the Supreme Court today considering that the election was conducted in defiance to certain provisions of the Electoral Act. And with emphasis, my concern is the Electoral Act, Section 150. But I think as a lawyer that all the 36 states of the Federal Republic of Nigeria have for themselves the State Independent Electoral Commission established by law pursuant to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. And of course, enactment of the respective states' houses of assembly to the effect that local government administration, including the conduct of election, is governed by a state law. But these are arguments that I think can only make perhaps academic contribution, and in analyzing the decision of the Supreme Court, it's not going to change that decision. But I think those are constitutional issues that have to arise. Another significant issue that probably will be considered here, can there be a vacuum in the local government system in Rivers State? Oh, no. The same Supreme Court has just recently held to the effect that caretaker committees or any other contraction other than democratically elected council pursuant to Section 7 of the Constitution have been abhorred by the decision of the Supreme Court. So in this regard, the question that will be left to answer, which the Supreme Court, I'm afraid, didn't really give a leave to answering that, is what happens. The River State government cannot allow...
We will speak more on that, Mr. Ekine. We will speak more on that, because that's an interesting point you just raised. We're going to talk more about that when we return from the break. We'll put you on hold. Then we'll continue with the conversation after the break.